Hey babes, welcome back for another video.
First time in a long time. Hurting deep inside.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea. If you're new here, I do lifestyle, beauty, self-care, fashion, all different types of things over here. So if you like the vibes, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my community, so it would mean so much to me if you guys subscribe, and also set your notifications so that you won't miss a video from me. Today I'm gonna give you guys 11 productive habits that you can use to exit your lazy girl era. Okay, we all have that moment where we're like, okay, I'm putting stuff off. I know I need to do this, but I'm gonna wait till Monday. Or I know I need to do this, but I'm gonna wait until the time is right. You know, don't wait, just go ahead and act on your ideas. Okay, so that's what this video is for. If you are struggling with laziness or just not feeling like your productive self that you know that you are, this video is for you. I know even for myself, I am a procrastinator at times, and that's something that I'm trying to get rid of, especially if I'm trying to enter my productive girl era. I look over my life, I want to be the woman that gets things done. So if you want to be that type of woman, or even if you're not a woman, if you want to be that type of person in general, just stay tuned because I got some gems for you. Today I'm going to be discussing 11 productive habits that you can use in your day-to-day life. Productive habit number one is definitely giving yourself a fresh start. And I want to say it's so important to just go ahead and start. So if you think about it on a Wednesday, go ahead and act on that idea on Thursday. Don't wait until the following Monday. Go ahead and give yourself that fresh start to just jump on it instead of just delaying it. Because the more you delay it, girl, the more you're putting off what's meant for you. And sometimes we prolong our waiting season and we don't even realize it. Even for myself, I'll be like, oh, well, I'll just wait till Monday. I don't know why waiting to Monday, you guys, has been such a big part of our lives. Monday is the big day to do it. But instead of waiting till Monday, whatever day of the week that you are in, go ahead and start the following day or the day of that you think of the idea. The more you wait, the more you postpone things, it just delays your process. I mentioned to you guys in the last video, if you haven't checked out Mel Robbins, definitely check her out. But she does the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. So even when it comes to getting out of the bed, she says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that just gives you the time that you need to have to go ahead and get up. Go ahead and act on the things that you need to act on instead of waiting. Do one thing to act on what you're trying to accomplish. That's the key. Another tip that I would have to exit your lazy girl era is to envision yourself as the person that you want to be. I touched on this in my last video because it is so important. Every time I think about something that I want to do in myself, like who I am right now, because as you know, we're growing in our self-development journey. Who I am right now is going to tell me to, hey, you know, it's okay to do things how you've been doing them. But who I want to be is not telling me that. She's like, girl, show up and do what you need to do. You have to be firm with yourself as well. The same way that you set boundaries for other people, you have to set boundaries and things for yourself so that you can stay disciplined and actually grow on the journey that you're trying to grow on, whatever that is. So you have to ask yourself, what does my higher self do? What are her habits? What does she listen to? What does she read? What are her productive habits? And how can I show up as that? You think about, like, you know, what is her morning routine look like? Does she scroll every single morning, or does she really feed into her own personal self-development or self-care habits? Like, does she listen to positive affirmations? Does she go walking? Does she run? Does she do Pilates? But ask yourself, what does this person look like? Even like from how does she look physically, along with what does her internal look like? What are the things as far as like mindset that she had to overcome? Ask yourself those things and act upon those things. Also, when it comes to envisioning yourself as the person that you want to be, if you're not really like a person that is able to imagine that, go on Pinterest, you guys. Go on Pinterest. When I tell you I have a whole board as far as like my look, 2024 looks that I want to do, what kind of habits that I'm doing as far as like self-care and things like that, what kind of car am I driving, all of that is in my Pinterest board. You can keep scrolling and you have nobody to interact with. I really love that because sometimes social media can be overwhelming. You have so many different ideas that you're reading, so many different posts, so many different stories. So instead, try looking on Pinterest, and I'm telling you, it will give you that peace. And they also have journal entries and journal prompts on Pinterest. They can help you grow and level up in your glow up journey. That would be my next biggest tip. Tip number 3 when it comes to exiting your lazy girl era is to get organized, you guys. I'm not that type of person who's organized down to the T. I don't have labels for everything. I'm not that type of girl, but I'm trying to grow into that type of woman. If you didn't always grow up in an organized household, or even if you are just a junky person in general, and that's no shade, you know, there's nothing wrong with being like a not so organized person. I'm not gonna say disorganized, I'm just gonna say not so organized, okay? But that is a habit that you can work on. Even on your day-to-day, if you're using different items, learn how to just put them back. Okay, just put them back in their proper place. When it comes to your paperwork, you know, like receipts or different things like that, have a file folder. That's one thing I'm currently working on, is being more disciplined with QuickBooks. If you don't know what QuickBooks is, it's really helpful for entrepreneurs to keep up with your receipts and things of that nature. Finding different things that you can implement into your day-to-day to help you become a more organized person is so important, you guys. You know, sometimes our weeks are not so great. We're busy. We have adult things to take care of. A lot of things do get out of place, or you're just not able to keep up with things as much as you would want to. But it's so important to try your best to stay organized. Start labeling things. Start putting things in their proper place in proper folders so it can translate into the other parts of your life. Tip number 4, and you guys know I am a self-care girly down to the T, okay? I have fell in love with self-care because that has really helped me just give myself the love that I deserve, okay? Self-care, prioritize self-care, you guys. And I talked about this in my last video, and I have to reference that because I'll link it for you guys in the cards. If you weren't able, I'll link it for you guys in the cards if you haven't been able to check it out just yet. But prioritizing self-care is a game changer, okay? It's a game changer because you're giving yourself that love, especially if you go through a lot on a day-to-day. You need a journal, okay? To write down how you're feeling in that moment, to go ahead and get it out. Because if you let stuff build up and you're letting things build up and pile up, and then now you are exhausted. And now you can't even show up for people in your life that are important to you because you're exhausted. You know, so prioritizing self-care is so important. And it's not just journaling, it's eating healthy, you guys. Making sure that you're drinking enough water. Water is the key. The human body contains 60% of water. So that just goes to show you water is important. So I try to at least get close as I can to 1 gallon a day. Now sometimes I do miss the mark, but I try to make sure I always have a good water bottle. I even have a water bottle here with me now to make sure that I'm always drinking and staying on top of that. I try to drink like 2 or 3 of these a day. And I highly recommend you guys up your water intake. Personally, I don't drink soda at all. Like I rarely ever drink soda or dark drinks, and if I do drink a dark drink, it's a tea, and it's more than likely unsweet. So try to make those little small transitions. Also making sure that you're taking your vitamins. For my girls who are 25 and older, baby, start taking your vitamins. All of those things are gonna help you along your self-care journey, and you're gonna feel better because sometimes our body is missing so many key nutrients, you guys, because we're not really consuming them, you know, or even if you're not, especially if you're not eating healthy, you're not getting it through your food. So you have to make sure that you are staying on top of your vitamins. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So when it comes to self-care means prioritizing your sleep and your rest. If you are tired and exhausted, that means mentally and physically, you are no good to anyone. And that means that you can't show up on your job, you can't show up with your friends, you can't show up with your parents, your siblings, whoever. You won't be the best person to be around if you're tired. Because when you're tired, you're grumpy, or you don't really have much to say if people are engaging in conversation with you. I know for me, if I'm tired, baby, I really ain't got much to talk about. So you're not gonna see the results that you really want if you're not prioritizing sleep and rest. Tip number 4 would definitely have to be limit scrolling. I know social media is such a huge part of our lives. A lot of people, just like myself, make money, and you know, our livelihoods are based upon social media, but limit your scrolling, okay? There's no need for you to be on Instagram for 10 hours a day. There's no need for you to be on TikTok. I know TikTok is hard because it's so much it's so many different things that you can find out, you can look at. It's like the news. You see all in one. You see fashion content, get ready with me's, you see news content, you see so many different things on social media, but it also can lead to a bit of comparison, and then it makes you not even enjoy your own process and your own journey. You guys, log off. They have so many different apps now that you can limit your social media time as well. Just close those apps out, okay? Log out for me. Just allowing social media to have its proper place and leave it there is so important. Tip number 5 to exit your lazy girl era would definitely have to be prioritizing time. For all my girls who are always late. Personally, I'm not always late. I'm only late to things that does not have to do with work. If it's not involved in making me money, I may not be on time. I may be there 20 minutes after, but I'm trying to work on that because I want to make sure that I am showing up and honoring what I told that person I was gonna do, regardless if it relates to work or anything like that, because time is important. And the one thing that we don't get back, you guys, is time. So making sure that you prioritize time and making sure that you're managing your time. Let's try not to be the late girl. And especially if you are the person that is like an hour or 2 late, let's work on that, okay? Let's work on that. Let's try to, you know, minimize it to maybe 10 minutes. And then once we get to that 10-minute mark, like, okay, we're doing good. We're only 10 minutes late now. Let's work on not being late at all, or even showing up early. Even if that means that you will have to get up early or adjust some things in your schedule, girl, let's work on our time management, okay? Tip number 6 to exit your lazy girl era for me would definitely have to be honor your word. I know this seems like, oh, this is a tip to prioritizing like your self-care or to showing up as the best person that you are. Yes, honor your word. Whatever you have told yourself or somebody else that you will do it, okay? Stand on your word and stand on business when it comes to that. Stand on business when it comes to honoring your word and doing the things that you said you were going to do. If you said that you are going to do some work things, maybe go ahead and give yourself a list of things that you plan to do and actually check them off and do what you said that you were going to do. One thing I can say for myself, if I tell you I'm going to be there, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to be there unless something happens that I just cannot control. If I told you I was going to do something, I'm going to do it. Because not only does it help yourself and along with your self-care journeys, it is also going to make people trust you even more. They can depend on you if you tell them that you're going to do something. So now if you're telling them that you're going to do something and then you're canceling or you're not showing up, or especially if it's something important. Now sometimes I am that girl who would prefer to stay in her bed when it comes to going outside or doing different things or whatever, but I'm also trying to be that social girl as well sometimes. So just finding that balance. But when it comes to important things and you told somebody that you were going to show up and be there, honor your word, you guys. Your word is everything. Tip number 7 when it comes to exiting your lazy girl era would definitely have to be make yourself a to-do list, you guys. Make yourself a to-do list. This has been a game changer for me. Write out 2 to 3 things that you want to do a day. It doesn't have to be a list of 5 to 10. Make 2 to 3 things that you know that you can get accomplished for today, and then check them off as you do it. Personally, in my notes, I have, like, even for today, 4/22. I'm gonna film a video. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go on a walk today. You know, list out the things that you know that you can accomplish, and then once you check them off, it just establishes that relationship with yourself, like, okay, I have this goal and I actually can do it. Tip number 8 when it comes to exiting your lazy girl era will have to be incentivizing yourself for the things that you accomplish. So that goes back to our checklist. So once you accomplish something off of your checklist, make sure that you incentivize yourself. A lot of the times we don't reward ourselves for doing things that we said we were going to do. So that goes back to, like, you know, following up on your word or going to that checklist. Once you do the thing that you said you were going to do, treat yourself, girl. You deserve it, okay? Go buy yourself something. It could be something big or small, whatever you have on your list that is reasonable and that you can afford and that's within your budget. I don't care how big it is. I don't care how small it is. Give it to yourself for doing what you said you were gonna do. And it doesn't have to be on a daily basis, okay? But if you are the type of person that likes to treat yourself on a daily basis, hey, I'm here for it. That's a part of your self-care. But when it comes to, like, other things, even if you want to do it once a week, okay, I knocked off everything I told myself I was going to do this week, so guess what, I'm going to take myself shopping, or I'm going to take myself out to eat, or I'm going to buy myself this or something. Or even if you want to go on a trip and you say, hey, you know, if I knock off all the things on my list for the next month, I deserve a trip. Whatever that is that you want to do it, okay? I'm always here for that. Tip number 9 to exiting your lazy girl era would definitely have to be, when it comes to, like, the messy spaces that we have in our room, girl, it's time to clean them up, okay? It's time to go ahead and get rid of those. That kind of touches back on to I think my 3rd tip about getting organized. But let's just not be messy. Before my cycle comes on, or before I have an event, or before I know I'm gonna be exhausted for the week, maybe take time out to actually clean up those messy spaces that you have. And that's no shade, no tea. If you're a messy person, that can always be changed. So today, I want you guys to do me a favor. If you do have any messy little parts in your room or in your house or your home, just tidy those up a little bit. You don't have to do a deep clean, you know, pull out all the cleaning products. Maybe just put the stuff away. Doing those things will definitely help you exit your lazy girl era. Tip number 10 will have to be, for me, I would say analyze your circle, you guys. I feel like it's so important to have people who are like-minded. If you have friends that are up and at it and they're going to get it, guess what it's going to make you want to do? It's going to make you want to go get it. Get yourself a calendar or a planner to make sure that you can stay on top of your tasks. I have also created a digital planner for myself to make sure that I'm staying on top of my tasks, which I can use on my iPad, or I can also use on the computer as well. But if you don't have access to a digital planner, just get you a planner from Target and I actually utilize it. I plan out my week to week. So I take every Sunday and I plan it out, and then I follow up with the next Sunday. That way I can stay on top of what I need to and I'm not overwhelmed. Sometimes it's so easy to get overwhelmed when you see all of that stuff on your planner. So if that works for you, definitely try that tip. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my 11 productive tips to exiting your lazy girl era. I want us to accomplish everything that we want to in 2024. So don't forget to stay on top of these habits so that you can see the changes, and comment below if you have some extra tips because I would love to hear about them. I love you so much. We are on the road to 20K. So hopefully we can get there soon. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.